Hi, we were learning about the classification of organic compounds. So, we have seen how the organic compounds are classified in different ways. Okay, one of the ways based on the uh, homologous series. Okay, so what is homologous series? Generally, organic compounds have been classified into various families. Organic compounds have been classified into various families. So these various families are called as homologous series. Okay, each family is called as a homologous series. Every family is a homologous series. So then what is homologous series? What is homologous series? It is nothing but orderly arranged orderly arranged series of compounds, orderly arranged series of compounds in which, that means orderly arranged series of compounds in which all the members in which all the members possess the same functional group, the same functional group. Okay, they possess, all the members possess the same functional group and have similar properties. Okay, that means a series of compounds, in which all the members possess the same functional group and have similar properties. For example, any series of compounds, we may take alcohol series. Example, alcohol series. If you take alcohol homologous series, alcohol homologous series, alcohols contains what? OH group. Alcohols contains OH group. So alcohol homologous series, how they are arranged? For example, CH3OH. This is the first member of alcohol homologous series. Next, C2H5OH, C3H7OH, C4H9OH, C5H11OH, etc. and so on. And so on. So all these are said to be alcohols. All these are said to be alcohols, different types of alcohols. This is one type of alcohol known as methyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol, propyl alcohol, butyl alcohol, pentyl alcohol, and so on. So these are orderly arranged. See here, only one carbon, two carbons, three carbons, four carbons, five carbons. Orderly arranged series of compounds. So these are several compounds. Okay, this is one compound, this is another compound, this is another compound. So they are arranged in series in an order. So series of compounds in which all the members possess the same functional group. See, all of them are having OH functional group. All of them have same functional group. So if they possess same functional group, generally they possess similar chemical properties. Similar chemical properties. They possess similar chemical properties. So all of them will have similar chemical properties. Such series of compounds, okay, which are arranged, okay, in an order, and all of them possess same functional group and have similar chemical properties. Such series of compounds are said to be homologous series. So here all these are alcohols, hence it is called as alcohol homologous series, right? If you see, I mean, this is an example. So if you see the characteristics of homologous series, now let us learn the characteristics of homologous series. Characteristics of homologous series. First character, all the members of a series will have same general molecular formula. All the members of a series, of a homologous series, all the members of a homologous series have same general molecular formula. General molecular formula. All the members of a homologous series have same general molecular formula. Example, if I take example, already we have seen alcohol series, they have general molecular formula like this: CnH2n plus 1 OH. So what is N here? N means number of carbons present in the compound. Suppose if there is only one carbon, hydrogens will be 2n plus 1. That means 2 into n. 2 into 1. Here n is, as if n is equal to 1, then 2 into 1 will be 1. 2 into 1 will be 2 plus 1. That means CH3 and OH. So if 1 is there, no need of writing 1. So this is the first member of alcohol series. Second member of alcohol series is, if n is equal to 2, if n is equal to 2, C2, it will become C2. And how many hydrogens? H2n plus 1. H2n plus 1. 2n means 2 in, if n is equal to 2, then it will be 2 into 2 plus 1. 2 into 2, 4 plus 1, 5. That means H5OH. So that means this is the general molecular formula: CnH 2n plus 1 OH. Okay, so like this: C3 H7OH, C4 H9OH, and so on. Another homologous series. Let us take alkane homologous series. Alkane homologous series will have formula CnH2n plus 2. CnH2n plus 2. What is the first member? First member means C, only first one carbon. C1 Okay, H 2 into 1 means 2, 2 into 1 2 plus 2 4 H4, C1 H4, or else if 1 is there, no need of writing 1, so simply I'll write the formula CH4. So alkane homologous series, this is the first member of alkane homologous series. Alkene homologous series. So alkane, what is the second member? Second member means n value 2. 2. Then hydrogens will be 2 into 2, 4 plus 2, 6. C3 H8, C4 H10, C5 H12, and so on. So these are series of compounds. Okay, series of compounds. They are arranged. They are orderly arranged, and they have same general molecular formula. If series of compounds have same general molecular formula, then such series of compounds are said to be homologous series. Generally, if a series of compounds have same general molecular formula, then such series is said to be homologous series. So the first member of alkane homologous series is methane. The second member is ethane. Third member is called as propane, butane, pentane, etc. Now another homologous series we will see. Alkene homologous series. Alkene homologous series. It has general molecular formula CnH2n. See, alkenes. In alkenes, there should be at least one C double bond C. At least one C double bond C it should possess. That means between any two carbon atoms, at least there should be one double bond. Here in alkanes, okay, all bonds are single bonds. All bonds are single bonds only. But in alkenes, at least one C double bond C bond should be present. So look here, that means compulsory, this is must and should. This is must and should. Hence, that means minimum 2 carbons are necessary. So alkene series requires this thing, compulsory it should be. That means minimum 2 carbons should be present. Hence, the first member of alkene series will start with C2. Whereas the first member of alkane series will start with C, only one carbon. Because that one carbon can form single bond. So C double bond C, or else even this is also possible. So this is the first member. But here compulsory there should be a double bond between two carbon atoms. Compulsory minimum 2 carbon atoms should be present, and at least there should be double bond between any 2 carbon atoms. So if that is the case, then C2 will be the minimum. So if it is C2, then hydrogen will be what? 2 into 2, 4. If it is C3, then hydrogen will be what? 6, H6, C4, H8, C5, H10. So generally in competitive exams, it will be asked, what is the first member of the alkene series? So this is the first member, or else they may ask sometimes, what is the third member of alkene homologous series? So this is the third member of alkene homologous series. What is the third member of alkane homologous series? C3H8 is the third member of alkane homologous series, like this. Next, another homologous series we will learn. Alkyne homologous series. alkyne homologous series. Alkyne general formula CnH2n minus 2. CnH2n minus 2. So look here. Suppose, and here also there is a condition. There should be minimum. There should be a triple bond between any two carbon atoms. At least one triple bond. Okay, at least one C triple bond C should be present. Is must. At least one C triple bond C is must. So with one carbon it is not possible, because between there should be triple bond between two carbon atoms. So that means with one carbon no alkyne is possible. So there is no alkyne with one carbon. It is impossible. So there should be minimum two carbons. Okay. So if it is 2, then hydrogens will be 2 into 2, 4 minus 2. That means H2. Suppose if it is 3 carbons, like this, 3 carbons. So compulsory there should be a triple bond between any two carbons. So let us go with the formula first. C3. If it is 3, hydrogens will be 2 into 3, 6 minus 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. So hydrogens will be 4. Let us check with the structure. So 3 carbons are there. So every carbon will form 4 bonds. So this carbon is already, there are 3 bonds. So the 4th bond will be with one hydrogen. And even this carbon, it is already having 4 bonds. Okay, now this carbon, it is having only single bond now. So that means the 3 more bonds with the 3 hydrogens it will form. If you count 3 carbons and 4 hydrogens. So like this. That means there should be at least one triple bond. If you see here this one, so alkene, so hence there should be how many carbons? 3 carbons. First let us write. There should be at least one double bond. Now carbons are bonded like this. Now fill the other bonds with the hydrogens. So 2 bonds already present. So 2 hydrogens. This carbon already 3 bonds are there. So 1 bond with 1 hydrogen. This carbon 1 bond is there. So 3 bonds will with the 3 hydrogen atoms. So C3H1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C3H6. Okay. So this is called as propene. 3 carbons means propene. Here also 3 carbons. Prop. Okay. Ine. So here ene. Hence ene. Okay. Prop means 3 carbons are there. Prop. Here also 3 carbons are there. Prop. But here ine, because triple bond is there. Triple bond means ine. Propine. So this is called as ethine. Propine. C4. 4. Then hydrogens will be 2 into 4, 8 minus 2, 6. So this is called as butane. Right. So and so on. So what is the third member of alkyne homologous series? 1, 2, 3. So this is the third member of alkyne homologous series. What is the first member of alkyne homologous series? C2H2 is the first member of alkyne homologous series. What is the first member of alkene homologous series? C2H4 is the first member of alkene homologous series. So like this, every homologous series will have a general formula. So this is the general molecular formula of alkyne homologous series. This is the general molecular formula of alkene homologous series, and already we have seen alkane and alcohols also. So like this, every family will have its own homologous series general formula. Right. So this is the first characteristics of homologous series. Now let us learn the second characteristics. Second characteristics of homologous series. Two successive members of a homologous series, two successive members of a homologous series differ by CH2 group, okay, in their molecular formula. Again we will write any homologous series and check this point. For example, take alkane homologous series. So what are the members? CH4, C2, H6, C3, H8, C4, H10. See, between these two are successive members. Successive members means neighboring members. So if you compare these two successive members, so here one carbon is in excess and two hydrogens are in excess. One carbon and two hydrogens are in excess. Okay, in this case when compared to this one. So when compare this one with this, so it is having a CH2 group in excess. Now compare these two. These two are successive members. Okay, if you compare these two, again here also one carbon is in excess and two hydrogens are in excess. That means these two successive members, they differ by CH2 group, and even these two successive members, they differ by CH2 group. Now compare these two successive members. So again compare, one carbon is in excess and how many hydrogens? Two hydrogens are in excess. Like this. So in any homologous series, if you take the successive members of a homologous series differ by CH2 group. The successive members means immediate members. It may be immediately before or else immediately after. Even immediately before also it is differing by CH2, or immediately after is also differing by CH2. Successive members means either immediately before or else immediately after. Okay, so like this. Take another example, alcohol homologous series. Alcohol homologous series, if you take CH3 OH, C2H5 OH, C3H7 OH. So compare these two. So two carbons are there. So one carbon is excess. How many hydrogens? OH is common. So here two hydrogens are in excess. That means these two, this one and this one, they differ by CH2 group. Now compare these two. If you compare, so one carbon is in excess and two hydrogens are in excess. So both of them will have same OH groups. That means these two successive groups are also differ by CH2 group. That means in any homologous series, either it may be alkane homologous series or alcohol homologous series or else alkene homologous series or alkyne homologous series, whatever the homologous series it may be. In any homologous series, the successive members, they differ by CH2 group. The successive members, they differ by CH2 group. So like this. So this is the second characteristics of homologous series. Right, we will learn the third characteristics of homologous series. Third characteristics of homologous series. See, two successive members. Okay, two successive members differ by 14 in their molecular weight. Example, alkane homologous series. Alkane homologous series. Again we will see CH4, C2, H6, C3, H8. See, what is the molecular weight? One carbon, 16 plus 4 hydrogens means 4. It is, 12 plus 4. 12 plus 4. It is 16. Here, 2 carbons are there. So, the 2 carbon means 24 plus 6 hydrogens is equal to 30. So, here 3 carbons, that means 36 plus 8 is equal to 44. So, between these two, what is the difference? 14 in their molecular weight. So, this is the molecular weight of this one, this is the molecular weight of this one, and the neighboring members or the successive members, they differ in their molecular weight by 14. Here also, their molecular weight difference will be 14. So, that means in any homologous series, the successive members, okay, they differ by 14 in their molecular weight. So they differ by 14 in their molecular weight. So whatever the homologous series you take, so it will be this same only. Okay. See, I have taken alkane homologous series as an example. So you may take any homologous series. So it will be like that only. So that means two successive members of a homologous series differ by 14 in their molecular weight. Right. So this is the third characteristics of homologous series. Now let us learn the fourth characteristics of homologous series. Fourth characteristics of homologous series. All members. So this is important. All members of a homologous series will have same functional group. Already we know this. Will have same functional group. Already we know this one. Any homologous series if you take, so all the members which are present, or else all the compounds which are present in a particular homologous series will have same functional group. For example, take aldehyde homologous series. Aldehyde. Already we know aldehyde means CHO group. So the first member of aldehyde, CHO, it will be written like this, CHO. So like this. So this towards this one, I mean here this bond is empty. We may fill with hydrogen, or else we may fill with the carbons, a single carbon, or else a chain of carbons also we may fill like this. So I am writing here. So this is the first member of homologous series. Only one carbon is there. So aldehyde general formula is, it will be like this: CN H 2N plus 1 CHO. CN H2N plus 1 CHO. So this is the general molecular formula of aldehyde homologous series. See, look here. So if it is only one carbon, so it will be like this. This is an exception. This is called as formaldehyde. So just keep it aside. Now other members, if you take here this chain, and this called as carbon framework, and this is called as functional group. Okay, so now the second member of homologous aldehyde homologous series will be like this. So it will be like this. One more carbon is added, and now add one more carbon. So this is the third member of homologous series. So add one more carbon. So all these are what? They belongs to aldehyde homologous series. So this is this compound, this compound, this compound. All these compounds will have similar chemical properties because they have same functional group. What is that functional group? They possess aldehyde functional group CHO, CHO, CHO. Okay, so these are called as aldehydes. They are called as aldehydes. Okay, these are all aldehydes. So alcohols also we have seen. So CH3OH, C2H5OH, C3H7OH, C4H9OH. So these are all what? Alcohols. Alcohol homologous series contains OH group, same functional group. Aldehyde homologous series contains CHO group, same functional group, like this. So this is the fourth characteristic property of homologous series. Now we will learn the fifth property. What is the fifth property? All members of a homologous series will have similar chemical properties. When functional groups are same, then the chemical properties also will be same. Already we have seen. Right. Next. In a homologous series, okay, with the increase in molecular weight, the physical properties like boiling point, melting point, density or solubility, etc. Okay, what happens? They are not same. So that means all the members of a homologous series do not possess same physical properties. They do not possess same physical properties. Okay, etc. will differ. Okay, that means in a homologous series, the physical properties of the successive members, or else any member if you take, they show different physical properties because they vary in their molecular weight. Okay, every member of a homologous series will have different molecular weights. Okay, every member will have its own molecular weight. So when there is a change in molecular weight, definitely there will be change in the physical properties. Though they belong to the same homologous series, they differ in their physical properties, but they show similar chemical properties. They differ in their physical properties, but similarity in chemical properties. That means chemical properties wise they are similar, but physical properties wise they are different. Okay, all the compounds which belong to a particular homologous series will have similar chemical properties but different physical properties, like this. So this is the sixth characteristics of homologous series. Now last characteristics we will see. The last characteristics of homologous series, seventh characteristics. Seventh characteristics of homologous series. All the members of a homologous series all the members of a homologous series, all the members of homologous series, okay, can be prepared almost by similar method, almost by similar method. Okay, so how methyl alcohol is prepared? In the same way, ethyl alcohol is also prepared in the same way. Even propyl alcohol is also prepared in the same way. Almost all the alcohols are prepared by the same way. How methane is prepared? In the same way, ethane is also prepared. In the same way, propane is also prepared. Okay, in the same way, butane is also prepared. How alkene, how ethene is prepared? In the same way, propene is also prepared. In the same way, butene is also prepared. That means all members, these are all members of alkene homologous series. Hence, they are prepared in the similar fashion. That means the same method, similar method. And all these compounds are prepared by the same method, and all these compounds are prepared by same method. The preparation methods of these compounds, they differ from these compounds, and the preparation methods of these compounds, they differ from the preparation method of these compounds. If you take any homologous series, all the members of the homologous series, all the compounds of a homologous series are prepared in the same method. The general method of preparation, it is called as general method of preparation is same. I'll write like this. General method of preparation is same. General method of preparation. General method of preparation is same. General method of preparation is same. So like this, homologous series compounds are classified into different series or else different classes. So based on the homologous series. So this is not kept under this, or else this is not kept under this, because all of them will have same function group, okay, same chemical properties, and their preparation method is same, okay, and the successive members, they differ by CH2 group, and the successive member, they differ by 14 in their molecular weight. So like this, so this is one homologous series, and all the compounds which show similar properties will come under this homologous series, and all the compounds which show similar properties will come under another homologous series known as alkyl homologous series. So like this, so that means all the compounds are classified into different families or else different homologous series. So in this way, a classification of organic compounds, another method of classification of organic compounds. So it is based on what? Homologous series. So like this, so we have seen different methods of classification of organic compounds so far, right? Next one. Next we will study the classification of carbon and hydrogen. So classification of organic compounds is finished. Now we will learn about the classification of carbon and hydrogen. Even carbon and hydrogen are also classified. How do they classified? We will learn. See, carbon and hydrogen of organic compounds can be classified can be classified by two ways. So can be classified by two ways. What are those two ways? So these two ways. So first way and another way. So second way. So two ways of hydrogen carbons can be classified in two ways. So in the first way we will learn the first way of classification. It depends upon the mode of arrangement of carbons. First way of classification, it depends on the mode of arrangement of carbon atoms. Mode of arrangement. Mode of arrangement means linkage. So based on the mode of arrangement, so the carbons are of four types of carbon atoms. And three types of hydrogen atoms. Four types of carbon atoms and three types of hydrogen atoms. How are they? Let us see. Four types of carbon atoms. What are those four types of carbon atoms? They are called as, first type is primary carbon atom. Okay. Second type is secondary carbon atom. Tertiary carbon atom. Okay. Quaternary carbon atom. What is primary carbon atom? So generally primary carbon atom, it is denoted with 1 degree C. Primary carbon atom. Secondary carbon atom is denoted with 2 degree C. Tertiary carbon atom is denoted with 3 degree C. And quaternary carbon atom is denoted with 4 degree C. So like this. Tertiary carbon atom, quaternary carbon atom, secondary carbon atom, primary carbon atom. So first let us learn what is primary carbon atom. See, primary carbon atom. What is primary carbon atom? If a carbon it is linked with another carbon. If a carbon is linked with another carbon, then that carbon, it is linked with only one carbon, then this particular carbon is said to be primary carbon. Okay. Suppose primary carbon. Suppose if a carbon is not linked with any other carbons also, in that case also it is said to be primary carbon. So this carbon is not linked with any other carbon atoms. In that case also it is said to be primary carbon. Here this is also primary carbon. That means what is primary carbon? If a carbon links with one carbon atom only, or if a carbon is not linked with any other carbon atoms, in both the cases that carbon is said to be primary carbon. Then what is secondary carbon atom? Suppose I have written like this. So in this case, this carbon is linked to only one carbon, hence it is primary carbon. Even this carbon is also linked to only one carbon, hence it is said to be primary carbon. But this carbon, it is linked to two carbon atoms, hence it is said to be secondary carbon. Okay, that means if any carbon it is linked with two other carbon atoms, then that carbon is said to be secondary carbon. Okay, right. Then what is a tertiary carbon? Suppose if it is like this. If the linkage of carbons is like this, in some compounds, such type of linkages are also present. So now, in this particular carbon, in this particular compound, so I am not writing hydrogens. So imagine that even hydrogens are also present, but for convenience sake, I am not writing hydrogens. Okay. So now look here. So can you identify this atom? Is it a primary or secondary or tertiary carbon? It's a primary carbon because it is connected to only one carbon. It is directly connected to only one carbon. So, directly to how many carbon atoms it is connected, we have to see. So, this carbon is directly connected to only one carbon, hence it is said to be primary carbon. And even this carbon is also connected to only one carbon atom, hence it is also primary carbon. Okay, suppose if I write like this, now this carbon is connected to two carbons. This carbon, it is connected to two carbons, hence it is said to be, this carbon is said to be secondary carbon. This is a secondary carbon. This is what? What is this one? This is a primary carbon. Then what is this carbon? See, this carbon is connected to 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms directly. Hence it is said to be tertiary carbon. Okay, so directly with how many carbon atoms a carbon atom is connected. So based on that, that carbon is treated as either primary or secondary or tertiary. So here in this case, this particular carbon, it is directly connected to 3 carbons. Hence it is said to be tertiary carbon atom. Okay, suppose if there is a compound like this, so is there any tertiary carbon atom in this case? Yes. So this is tertiary carbon atom because this carbon is connected to 3 carbon atoms. It is called as tertiary carbon. What is this carbon then? This carbon, it is directly connected to 4 carbon atoms. Hence, this carbon is said to be, quaternary carbon. Quaternary carbon. Then what is this carbon? This is a primary carbon because it is connected directly only with one carbon. This one, what is this carbon? This carbon is connected to two carbons directly, hence it is called as secondary carbon. What is this carbon then? This is also primary carbon. So this is also primary carbon. This is also primary carbon. This is what? This is secondary carbon because it is connected to 2 carbons. Hence it is what? It is secondary carbon. Okay. Then this one. This carbon is connected to only one carbon. Hence it is primary carbon. So like this, the carbon atoms present in a compound. So this is a compound. Okay, in this compound there are different carbon atoms. So many primary carbons are there, but only one tertiary carbon is there. Okay, 2 secondary carbons, only one quaternary carbon is there. See, if you take this compound, in this compound 1, 2, 3 primary carbons, 1 secondary carbon and 1 tertiary carbon. So like this, the carbons present in a compound can be, that means carbons of a compound can be classified. Okay, this is one method of classification. So in one method of classification, so the carbon atoms can be named like this: primary carbon, secondary carbon, tertiary carbon, quaternary carbon. Okay, then now let us learn about the hydrogens, types of hydrogens. Okay, so here now let us see the types of hydrogens. How many types of hydrogens are there? 4 types of hydrogens. 4 types of hydrogens. Sorry, hydrogens are of 3 types. What are they? So quaternary hydrogen is absent. So the first method, okay, 3 types of hydrogens are possible. Hydrogen atoms. Okay, 3 types of hydrogen atoms are possible. Okay, primary hydrogen, secondary hydrogen, tertiary hydrogen. Primary hydrogen, secondary hydrogen, tertiary hydrogen. What is primary hydrogen? Suppose if it is like this, is the compound. See, this carbon is a primary carbon, this is a secondary carbon, this is a tertiary carbon. Okay, because this carbon is directly linked with only one carbon atom. And even this carbon is directly linked with only one carbon atom. So we have to see how many carbon atoms are linked to a given carbon atom. We have to see. See, this carbon atom is linked to 2 carbon atoms, and this particular carbon, it is said to be secondary carbon, and this is called as primary carbon. Now if you see the hydrogens which are attached to the primary carbons are said to be primary hydrogens. That means hydrogens attached to primary carbon are called primary hydrogens. Okay, next, hydrogen attached to secondary carbons are called secondary hydrogens, and hydrogen attached to tertiary carbon are called tertiary hydrogen. See here, so primary carbon, and this is also primary carbon. So how many primary carbons are there? Primary carbons. So in this compound, how many primary carbons are there? Only 2 primary carbons are there. How many primary hydrogens are there? This is primary hydrogen, this is also primary hydrogen, this is also primary hydrogen, because these 3 are attached to the primary carbon. And here also, this is primary hydrogen, this is primary hydrogen, this is also primary hydrogen, because these 3 are attached to primary carbon. So altogether, how many primary hydrogens are there? So in this compound, primary hydrogens are 6. Okay, how many secondary hydrogens are there? 1, 2. Secondary hydrogens are 2. How many tertiary hydrogens are there? 0. So if you see this compound, there are 6 primary hydrogens, 2 secondary hydrogens, and 0 tertiary hydrogens. How many primary carbons are there? 2 primary carbons are there. So primary carbons are 2 in number in this compound, and secondary carbons are only 1 carbon in this compound. So like this, the hydrogens are classified into primary hydrogens, secondary hydrogens, and tertiary hydrogen is like this. Okay, so the primary hydrogen means the hydrogen which is attached to primary carbon is said to be primary hydrogen. What is secondary hydrogen? Hydrogen attached to secondary carbon is said to be secondary hydrogen. But here we have to keep it in mind that no quaternary hydrogen is present. So there is no concept of quaternary hydrogen. So no quaternary hydrogen is existed. No quaternary hydrogen is existed. Okay, that means quaternary hydrogen do not exist in any compound. So that is why hydrogens can be classified into only 3 types of hydrogens. So 3 types of hydrogen atoms are possible. But carbon atoms are of 4 types. What are they? Primary carbon, secondary carbon, tertiary carbon and quaternary carbon. So like this, classification of carbons and hydrogens. So this is the first way of classification of. And now let us learn the second way of classification of carbons. And one more thing, quaternary carbon does not have any hydrogen. That is important. Quaternary carbon do not possess any hydrogen. Quaternary do not possess. So quaternary carbon do not possess any hydrogen. Quaternary carbon, it is connected to 4 other carbon atoms directly. So that is the first way of classification. Now let us learn the second way of classification of carbons and hydrogen present in the organic compound. So the second way of classification in this method, so we have to see the relative position of different carbon atoms. Second method is based on the relative position of carbon atom with respect to functional group. So based on the functional group, so with respect to functional group, what is the position of carbon? So based on the position of carbon with respect to functional group, so these carbons are classified into carbon atoms. They are classified into several ways. So here they are given designations with respect to carbon based on the relative position of carbon atom with respect to functional group. So carbon atom are given some designations. Okay, these designations are denoted by Greek letters, Greek alphabets. These designations are denoted by Greek alphabets, small letters. So Greek alphabets, even in Greek alphabets also small letters of Greek alphabets. Small letters of Greek alphabets. Okay. So now let us learn about this one. So if you take example, then only you will understand. Otherwise you cannot. For example, there is a compound like this. There is a compound like this. It's an alcohol. So this is an alcohol. So this is what functional group. Okay. The carbon which is directly attached to the functional group. The carbon which is directly attached to the functional group. That carbon is said to be alpha carbon. Alpha carbon. What is alpha carbon? The carbon which is directly attached to the functional group is said to be alpha carbon. And the carbon which is attached to the alpha carbon, it is said to be beta carbon. Beta carbon. And this carbon, the carbon which is attached to beta carbon, is said to be gamma carbon. Gamma carbon. Okay. And the carbon which is attached to gamma carbon, it is said to be dou carbon or else delta carbon, and so on. So generally we learn about alpha, beta, gamma. Delta will learn rarely. Okay. So these two are most important. Alpha and beta are most important. Okay, and so on. So what are the designations here? Alpha, beta, gamma, dou, etc. Okay. So these are what? Greek alphabets, small letters of Greek alphabets. So what is alpha carbon? The carbon which is directly attached to the functional group is said to be alpha carbon. Okay. The carbon which is attached to the alpha carbon is said to be beta carbon. And the next to beta carbon, the carbon is said to be gamma carbon. And so on. So like this. Then what are alpha hydrogens? In the same way, alpha hydrogens. What are alpha hydrogens? Alpha hydrogen. That means hydrogen atoms attached to alpha carbon are said to be alpha hydrogens. What are beta hydrogens? Hydrogen atoms attached to beta carbon are said to be beta hydrogens. Gamma hydrogen means if the hydrogen atoms are attached to gamma carbon, then they are called as gamma hydrogen. Okay. Suppose if there is a compound like this. So this is a ketone functional group. Ketone functional group. In the previous class, we have seen that ketone functional group, how it looks. Suppose this is ketone functional group and it is having one chain this side and another chain of carbons in the other side. This is a compound. Let us assume this is a compound. So where is the functional group located? So it is located in the center. So this carbon is attached directly to the functional group. Hence it is said to be alpha carbon, alpha carbon, alpha carbon. Even this carbon is also attached directly to the functional group. And this is also called as alpha carbon, alpha carbon. So how many alpha carbons are there? 2 alpha carbons are there. Then this is beta carbon. This is also beta carbon. So what is this one? This is gamma carbon. So in this particular compound, identify how many alpha hydrogens are there. So what are alpha hydrogen? Hydrogen atoms attached to alpha carbon. So how many alpha carbons are there? First we have to see. 1, 2 alpha carbons are there, and this alpha carbon is having 2 hydrogens attached to it, and even this alpha carbon is also having 2 hydrogens attached to this. So how these 2 hydrogens are attached? If I write 2 here, what is the meaning of that? So those 2 hydrogens are linked to this carbon. So this is a alpha carbon. So these 2 hydrogens are said to be alpha hydrogens. The same thing I may written like this also, like this. So these are 2 alpha hydrogens. Here also to this carbon, these 2 hydrogens are attached. Okay, how many hydrogens are attached? I mean the hydrogens which are attached to carbons. Okay, so based on the type of carbon, the hydrogen will be. So if it is alpha carbon, then the hydrogens attached to that alpha carbon are said to be alpha hydrogens. So here 2 alpha hydrogens, here 2 alpha hydrogens. So in this particular compound, how many alpha hydrogens are there? Alpha hydrogens are 4. How many beta hydrogens are there? Beta hydrogens are also 4. How many gamma hydrogens are there? So beta hydrogens are 5. So here 2 hydrogen beta and here 3 beta hydrogens. So altogether 5 beta hydrogens. How many gamma hydrogens? Gamma hydrogens. So only this carbon is gamma carbon. So here 3 hydrogens are attached to gamma carbon. Hence 3. Altogether how many hydrogens are there? 4 plus 5 plus 3. That means 9 plus 3, 12. Count. 3, 2, 2, 7, okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So like this. So all the hydrogens which are present in this compound, they are classified like this. Okay, there are 4 gamma hydrogens, 5 beta hydrogens, and 4 alpha hydrogens, 5 beta hydrogens, and 3 gamma hydrogens in this compound. How many alpha carbons? 2 alpha carbons, 2 beta carbons, and 1 gamma carbon is present. So we should not count the carbon which is present in the functional group. So we should not consider the carbon which is present in the functional group. Okay, so this is considered as a functional group as it is. To this functional group, if any carbon is attached, then that carbon is said to be alpha carbon. Okay, so this is a part of functional group. So don't consider this one as alpha carbon. This is not alpha carbon. This is a part of functional group only. Okay, so like this, the classification of carbons and hydrogen, second way of classification is also finished. So like this, all the carbons and hydrogens can be classified in this fashion. So with this, the classification part is finished. So we learn the other things in the next class.